What's up, everybody? This is the Big Dog. You're on OOB Sports Show. We have a few things for you guys today, so let's hang in there, and we'll be back in a moment. Thank you for joining me, and let's get it.
Oh, that was cool. That program comes with some stuff that's already in.
Kinda. Yeah, it kind of have to work it a little more.
You have to work with it more.
Have to work it a little bit more.
I like the ones that they already have, though. They're nice. That's nice. It looks good.
All right, everybody. It's the Big Dog. We back. We got my wife behind me on OOB Sports Show. Today we got a few things we're going to talk about. We got Lebron James did his thing yesterday. Game 7. You know, in my belief, I don't believe it should have went to Game 7, but it did. The Indiana Pacers played an exceptional game with Oladipo hitting the last second shot to cover the spread. A lot of people lost a lot of money in that. The spread was 6.5. Oladipo with the 3, put it under 6, so they covered at the end of the game. But LeBron James started the game strong and finished the game strong. And so they move on to the next round. I think they're going to have a problem. I think they're playing either Boston or Toronto, and both for the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is the Big Dog on OOB Sports Show. Thank you guys for tuning in, joining us today. Today we got some hot topics to talk about. You know, I told a lot of people that LeBron James would struggle this year. You know, he got a bunch of young guys on his team that they brought in to try to keep the Cavaliers interesting enough for LeBron to stay. A lot of people thinking that he's going to go to the Lakers, you know, when his contract is up, or maybe the 76ers. So we'll see. We'll see. The King is doing his thing. He got to get out of the second round, which is going to be probably his toughest round in his career at this point in LeBron James' career with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's really shaky. They lost Kyrie Irving at the beginning of the year, and he went to Boston, and Boston played well, and Kyrie's not playing now because he's hurt. Maybe that was one of the reasons why they traded him. And then they got Isaiah Thomas, and they traded him again to the Lakers for a couple of young guys that have helped that helped the Cavaliers move forward. So talking about one of the teams that LeBron James is entertaining next year is the 76ers. 76ers played really, really well in the first round. And, you know, we always ask the question, is the process legit? And I believe they are. I believe that Ben Simmons, as a phenomenal player, the point guard at 6'11", you know, running the show, and Joel Embiid at 7'2", doing his thing in the post. I think they're a 1-2 matchup that's a nightmare for a lot of teams. If Ben Simmons really, really could shoot the ball, then he's probably going to be unstoppable. That was some of the things we said about LeBron James in his career. And so we're looking at a young man in Ben Simmons who him and Donovan Mitchell should probably get co-MVP of the league as far as Rookie of the Year. Co-Rookie of the Year, excuse me, not co-MVP. James Harden is a clear MVP winner and candidate for this year. He's done an exceptional job. And speaking of James Harden, going on to the next topic, James Harden scored 45 points last night as the Houston Rockets easily beat the Utah Jazz last night for the first game matchup. The Jazz, they weren't the defensive dominating team they were against Oklahoma City, and mainly because of James Harden. He's really an unstoppable force. Basically, nobody can guard him at this point right now, the way he's shooting the 3, his movements, the way he sets you up. But I just think that Houston's going to struggle because most of their guards are ball heavy as far as dribbling the shot clock down. And if the Utah Jazz end up getting up in James Harden, making him uncomfortable, making him get rid of the ball, or making him drive the majority of his drive to the basket, getting some help from Rudy Gobert. The Houston Rockets are vulnerable. You live by the D, you live by the three, you die by the three. Those are the things that we learn when we play college basketball. They're the best three-point shooting team in the league. They had the best record in the league this year. But they're still, I believe, a couple of defensive players short of beating the Golden State Warriors, who literally dismantled their first round matchup against the New Orleans Pelicans. And so we're looking forward to see them follow that same trend in game 2 tonight. We'll be probably back after the game tonight to do another show on the OOB Sports Show to give you guys an update. We can talk about and give some analysis on the games that were played and the games going to be played tonight. The Baltimore Ravens, let's get to some football in the NFL. Baltimore Ravens drafted Jackson from Louisville. Now, former Heisman Trophy winner. He was the runner-up this year to Baker Mayfield. A lot of guys don't know what position that he's going to play, but I think he should stay at quarterback. They're going to have to teach him how to be a little bit more consistent in his throwing. But as far as getting outside the pocket, reading offenses, Jackson, he's an exceptional young man. He has wide receiver and defensive back speed at the QB. He has a big arm. He can throw the ball down the field. But I just think that if he's not going to be able to be in this league a running quarterback, most of the guys that have been playing running quarterback, besides Cam Newton, have been grounded, and they can't take a lot of the hits in the NFL when everybody's a professional. It's not much you can do trying to run around and create some plays. They don't do that much in the NFL, besides guys, like I said, like Cam Newton or even Russell Wilson. He's had some injuries due to being a mobile quarterback. And so I wish the best to Jackson as he goes to the Ravens. Hopefully he can learn something from Joe Flacco because he's on the backside of his career, but he does have a Super Bowl championship. Let's get on to the New York Giants. The New York Giants, who did really well in the draft this year, especially acquiring Saquon Barkley, have been looking for another wide receiver to add to the roster with Eli Manning. And the buzz is that Dez Bryant has been working out with Odell Beckham, who is the top receiver for the New York Giants. And I believe that there's something brewing in the mix with Dez. Working out with Odell is probably going to have a shot at joining up the Cowboys. Released him because his contract, $14 million. I don't know if the Giants have enough salary cap to add Dez to the roster, but that would be a great addition to the New York Giants if Dez Bryant was going to be on the other side of Odell Beckham. That would be scary. The Philadelphia Eagles haven't lost anybody, so they're still the favorites to come out of the NFC East. And the Cowboys didn't do much to add to their depleted roster. So we're back in the rebuilding process. But Dez Bryant going to the Giants would be a shakeup of the league because I believe he still has 3 or 4 years left that he can play on a high level. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, their All-Pro future Hall of Famer tight end Jason Witten is considering retirement this year and be taking a job as ESPN analyst. I think that he's done well. He's played exceptional career for the Cowboys. He's an all-time lead receiver at this point at the tight end position, and I just think that they don't have much that he can do for our squad this year. He hasn't really been injury prone, but he had some concussion issues a couple of years back. So it may be time for the legend to retire and have a career as a broadcaster or ESPN analyst. I think he'll do really well in that. He's always been a very smart player on the field. So good luck to you, Jason Witten, and we'll miss you if you decide to retire before the year starts. The draft winners, I think, a few of the draft winners were the New York Giants. The New York Giants were the draft winners, in my opinion, in this draft. The Cleveland Browns, they did get some good players, especially with #1 pick with Baker Mayfield. I still think they're going to be in a rebuilding process. They didn't upgrade their offensive line, and their linebackers still can't cover in the flats and on long corner routes. So, my biggest draft winner was the New York Giants. And at least the Golden State Warriors, as I spoke about it earlier in the show. I think they're going to run through the New Orleans Pelicans, probably a sweep them. I don't see where that they can match up in anywhere. The New Orleans Pelicans have a great starting lineup with Rondo and Anthony Davis, but they don't have much bench. And so when those guys get tired and they have to come out of the game, then the New Orleans Pelicans drop off substantially. The way they swept the Portland Trailblazers in the first round, the Portland Trailblazers, in my opinion, were not, legitimate contenders. And they were in third place, but they didn't play like a third place team all year. And so the Golden State is going to be back to the winning ways. They should get Steph Curry back maybe tonight. If not tonight, they're going to continue to let him rest. And then they're going to get back to their winning ways. And I don't see anybody, even in the process, beating them except. And that's my little man that y'all heard in the background. We got daddy dudes today. So if you guys are interested in advertising during the Out of Bounds Sports Show, we're using a new platform right now. So we're working on the commercial slots and those production processes that are going on with this new software. So bear with us while we get it going. But if you're interested in advertising during Out of Bounds Sports Show with the big dog, email us at www.outofbounds@gmail.com for more information on that. If you're interested in us doing a live broadcast with Out of Bounds Sports Team, you can email us also there. And make sure you visit our YouTube page at the Out of Bounds Sports Network and subscribe. And please like that for us and leave any comments, any questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And you also can email us if you want to be on the Out of Bounds Sports Show to debate basketball, football, or any sport that we're covering that day. All right. Thank you guys for joining Out of Bounds Sports Show. We'll talk to you soon.